Welcome back to NBA Cinema, guys. So we have to talk about this. As Charles Barkley went on an outkick and he spoke about the legacies of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Now, we saw KD, LeBron speaking about Michael Jordan and saying that, playing in the NBA requires a certain amount of mental fortitude, and some people have to go play baseball, alluding to Michael Jordan and saying some people do 22 straight. So now the narratives about Michael Jordan being a headstrong guy who won all his titles in one place and then go try to build a super team. Um, let's take away from that and make our era look the strongest mentally. Me going to Golden State is not weak. Me going to Miami is not weak because at least we stayed in the NBA. We didn't leave it all together. And so Charles Barkley, it's funny, a day later comes out and he's asked about Kevin Durant, but he mentioned LeBron James as well, talking about their legacies and how strong their legacies are for players who jumped around on super teams. Let's check it out.
Kevin Durant and his legacy? Is he being tarnished? Where are you at with him? You mentioned your top seven guys. Where are you at with what's happened recently with Durant, with the Suns, and of course with Brooklyn?
Yeah, Kevin's a great player. I think that his legacy is complicated. I don't like any guys who join super teams. I'm biased against LeBron when it comes to comparing him to Michael, joining Dwayne and those guys. Because, when we had this debate, and LeBron's amazing and spectacular, but I was like, Michael didn't join anybody. He just kept getting his ass kicked and got bigger and got stronger and finally knocked the wall down. And, Kevin, who's a great player, other than the fact when he joined the Warriors, he hasn't been successful anywhere else. And I don't hold that against him, but he wants to be considered in that list. He's not on that list. He's not on that list. He's a great, great player, but he's not on that list. He wants to be like, wow, he's not in a GOAT conversation because you're not, plain and simple. You had great success when you joined the Warriors, but not only did you not have success, you actually flamed out in those other places. You got swept last year in the playoffs. You didn't even make the play in this year. So those are just facts. I don't hold guys not winning the championship against them because it's a team game, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But you got to have some success. Like in my teams in Philadelphia, when I finally got out of there, I was like, yo, man, I got to get out of here. I want to be competitive. And in my first 3 years in Phoenix, we lost to the Bulls for the championship, and then we lost to the Rockets, who won back-to-back championship. But you can't not be a zero successful. So listen, man, I had a great, great career. I was so lucky and
Yeah.
blessed to play in the NBA for a lot of years. And like I said, I don't hold guys not winning the championship because it's a team game. And it's complicated when you're trying to win. I mean, everything has to go great. Like Chris Paul, to me, is one of the most underrated players in NBA history. Russell Westbrook, I love that guy. But Karl Malone, obviously Patrick Ewing, these guys are some of the all-time greats, but they just were never on a team good enough to win it.
Now, before I continue, I want to look at this clip LeBron just dropped for part two of his conversation uh, with Kevin Durant, where it seems like he's taking shots at Wilt Chamberlain's record. I mean, trying to discredit all the old basketball, man. Let's check it out.
I can't wait to hold up the sign with my grandkids that I scored 101 points in the game before.
It's coming.
Yeah, for sure. Matter of fact, we should take it right now so I can I can hold it up and now
What they not gonna believe you?
Right. Yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Just 100.
Right, I'll pass Kobe. Yeah.
So there we go. Another passive aggressive shot at an all time great in Wilt Chamberlain. Now, Wilt Chamberlain, when you think about LeBron being a perfect athlete, for the NBA, Wilt Chamberlain is probably the most athletic guy to ever play in the NBA. I think he did the high jump. Um, Arnold Schwarzenegger said that, when he went to the weight room with him and Arnold was in his physical competing prime, said Wilt did everything he did in there. Wilt is much stronger than Shaquille O'Neal, right? Um, touch the top of the backboard with ease. I mean, Wilt. There's like I don't have to see the 100-point game to believe that he did that back then because he was skilled. He could run fast as a deer, jump as high as anybody's ever jumped, and he had soft hands around the rim. Do that, finger roll shot. Who gonna stop it back then, right? Wilt would have been dominant in any era. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is another attempt to lessen what that era was. And I understand wanting to defend your era because everybody talk about how soft and weak that this era has become. But I mean, for me, and this is me on the outside looking in, but I spoke to a lot of people and they share the same view on this. It's like they trying to poke holes on it and make you forget about the Dallas Mavericks flame out, KD getting swept, with the Brooklyn Nets by the Boston Celtics in the first round, him joining Golden State, LeBron joining Miami, then them only winning 2 of the 4 years that they was there. I mean that's 50%, but you should have had at least three. If you didn't flame out against Dallas, y'all win that one too. Um, it's like you trying to make us forget that and look back and say, oh, well, these guys really weren't that good in Jordan era either, so we can change your ranking. KD wants to, I mean, I don't know, man. These guys, like, I thought LeBron's podcast was going to be more about X's and O's, but it's more about changing the narrative, revisionist history to me. And that's why, like, when I see these clips, if I ever get anything wrong, I'll come back and apologize about it. But when I see these clips, man, it looks like they are passively aggressively talking about the game in a way to make younger people or impressionable people go back and reconsider what they thought they saw, when they ranked Michael Jordan the GOAT and all this type of stuff. And I wonder, too, some of the stuff that's being said by him, KD, and others, are they anticipating Michael coming to the booth, no holds barred, and trying to get their narrative out there first? Because what Michael might say, um, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see Michael Jordan start to speak though, because I think people that's gonna hit a nerve on so many people. And when Michael Jordan speaks, he don't have to command all the attention and do it that way. When Michael Jordan speak, everybody gonna look that way. And I think people that didn't see him play are going to recognize how much his word holds weight when he gets on those NBC telecasts. You'll understand how it's even another level above what LeBron says. People are going to listen to what Michael Jordan has to say. Good, bad, or indifferent is going to command the attention of the sports world. It'll be right back on first take and all that right away. They'll be leading the show over LeBron sometimes, over the basketball that was just played to see what Michael Jordan had to say in the booth. If it's something that makes people start to chat online. And you can book that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.